We do know that in this old mining town, there are only about 2 historic buildings that remain standing, including the schoolhouse and the St. Francis Church and Cemetery. A lot of those buildings are from the 1800s, right when we had the gold rush. The post office was constructed back in 1854. So as we zoom in a little bit more, you'll be able to see really just what's left of some of the buildings and just a charred, dark outline of some of the foundations of the structures. And we do know that some homes were spared, but a lot of them were lost. And some of the people that live in this tiny community have lost everything, unfortunately. Just devastating, because this all happened so fast with this lightning sparked fire that started yesterday. And things just really took a turn for the worse. You see on the right, we see a couple of structures that are still standing, but more in the middle of your screen, right along Red Hills Road, is where we saw a lot of the devastation. And you can just see the ash from even this elevation where Live Copter 3 is flying over it. Just a lot of white and gray ash, and still just a good amount of smoke in the air. We don't have a good amount of wind to blow it all out of the area, but the fact that we don't have a strong wind is good for firefighters as they're trying to get a handle on these fires. A lot of them, as I mentioned, this complex of fires has burned almost 12,000 acres as last reported by CAL FIRE, at 11,977. So hopefully they've been able to hold it to that point, but you can see it just looks very deserted, and just a lot of rubble left behind after the flames tore through Chinese camp. Now, up until last night, Chinese camp was a collection of weathered and boarded up buildings, but 175 years ago, it was a bustling mining town with a hotel, saloons, and even blacksmiths. The town was brought to life by Chinese settlers who mined more than $2.5 million in gold from this area. Now, we fast forward to modern time, roughly 150 people still call Chinese town home. We don't know yet how many buildings were lost in the flames. We don't have an exact number on that, but it looks like that was the post office. Now, that's the church that's still standing, and you can see a lot of the other buildings were burned. But we do know that church is still standing. We do know the schoolhouse is still standing, but we know that post office was destroyed. We know the cemetery was untouched, but this is what Chinese camp looked like in 2022, and you can see on the left many of the original structures from the gold rush are still there. On the right, this is video of what it looked like last night just after fire burned through the town. CAL FIRE says getting a handle on the flames has been challenging, especially because this is just one of the many fires they're fighting right now in California.
Anytime that you see any type of destruction,